7 habits that keep you poor. Are you sure you haven't unknowingly signed your own financial death sentence? You might be working day and night harder than ever before, yet your wallet is still empty. You may be putting in more effort than others, but by the end of the month, you're still struggling to survive. The reason isn't that you lack intelligence, nor is it because society is too unfair. The truth is this: you're holding on to poor habits without even realizing it. The brutal reality is simple. Money doesn't care how hard you work. It only flows into the pockets of those who know how to manage it, invest it, and stay away from self-destructive financial behaviors. The problem isn't how much you earn, but the habits that are silently killing your financial future every single day. In today's video, I'll reveal 7 financial habits, 7 death sentences that keep millions of people trapped in the endless cycle of poverty. And more importantly, you'll learn how to break free from them so you can escape the road to bankruptcy and move toward true freedom. Don't look away, because if you miss even one of these, you might continue living under the shadow of poverty for the rest of your life. If you want to break through, to escape the invisible chains of money, hit subscribe to Mindset for Wealth right now. I promise you, every single video on this channel will be a key to unlocking the door to your financial freedom. Have you ever looked back and asked yourself, where did all the money I worked so hard for this month go? The answer often lies in impulsive decisions, those moments of buying to satisfy emotions rather than out of real necessity. A new pair of shoes, the latest smartphone, a lavish dinner party, they all bring temporary excitement, but silently dig a deeper hole in your finances. This is the first financial death sentence: emotional spending. It's like handing control of your wallet over to your emotions, something that fluctuates by the hour. When you're happy, you shop to reward yourself. When you're sad, you shop to fill the void. But the end result is always the same. Your account runs dry, your debt piles up, and you drift further away from financial freedom. The poor often spend money to prove they are living well, while the wealthy spend money to create more opportunities. That difference determines who climbs the ladder of wealth and who gets left behind. Think back to the last time you bought something simply because you wanted it, not because you truly needed it. If you're honest with yourself, you'll see the problem isn't your income. It's the way you let emotions control your decisions. To break free from this financial death sentence, you must learn to be disciplined with your spending. Create a list of your real needs and separate them clearly from instant desires. Every bit of money you save becomes a brick that builds the foundation of your future financial freedom. Do you know what's even more dangerous than emotional spending? It's not even knowing how much you've spent. No records, no tracking, no control over your cash flow. This is the second financial death sentence. Most people believe they know what they're spending on. But the truth is, the human brain is terrible at remembering details. A cup of coffee every day, a few weekend hangouts, those just a few bucks online purchases. Added together, they can quietly eat up 30 to 40% of your income without you even noticing. The poor don't have a plan for their money, so money naturally slips away from them. The wealthy do the opposite. They track every number. They know exactly where money comes in, where it goes out, and every expense has a purpose. That's why, even with the same income, one person grows richer while the other never has anything left over. If you're not tracking your cash flow, you're playing a blind game. You work hard to earn money, only to let it slip through your fingers without realizing it. And when an emergency strikes, you'll find you have nothing to fall back on. The solution is simple. Start recording. A small notebook, an Excel file, or a budgeting app, it doesn't matter. What matters is discipline. When you take control of every number, only then can you truly take control of your financial future. Do you know what the biggest danger in personal finance is? It's not earning too little. It's relying on just one single source of income. This is the third financial death sentence. Imagine this. You have a stable job, a paycheck that comes in every month. Sounds safe, right? But the harsh truth is, you're living on a fragile thread. One company downsizing, one market shift, or one unexpected accident, and that only stream of income disappears. When it does, your entire life can collapse with it. The poor often comfort themselves by saying, "As long as I have a stable job, I'm fine." But the wealthy think differently. They know that stability is just an illusion. They constantly diversify their income streams: side businesses, investments, real estate, passive income. They never let their future depend on a single fishing rod. Here's the reality. If you have only one source of income, you're like a bird with just one wing. You'll never fly far. Financial freedom only comes when multiple streams of income flow together to sustain your life. The solution isn't to quit your job immediately, but to start building small financial lifelines outside your salary. Learn new skills to freelance, invest small amounts, or create online income sources. Each new lifeline brings you one step closer to independence and closer to true financial freedom. Have you ever felt proud of being a good saver? You work, set money aside, put it all in the bank, and believe that means you're safe. Sorry, but that's an illusion, and it's the fourth financial death sentence. Saving alone won't make you rich. In fact, in times of inflation, the money you keep in the bank loses value every single day. Today, 10 million might buy you plenty. 5 years later, that same amount might only buy half as much. While you're sleeping peacefully with your savings book, prices outside are climbing non-stop, silently eating away at your wealth. The poor always believe that holding on to money is safe. The rich understand that letting money sit idle is the greatest risk. They put money to work through investing, business, or building new income streams. That's why the wealth gap keeps widening. The poor save just to survive. The rich invest to break through. Ask yourself, do you want to let your money sleep in the bank or turn it into a tool that creates freedom? If you keep clinging to the belief that saving is enough, you're locking yourself inside a financial prison of your own making. The solution isn't to throw all your money into risky investments. It's to learn. Learn how to invest wisely. Start small. Gain experience and let money become your leverage. Because if you don't make money work for you, you'll be forced to work for money your whole life. Have you ever seen someone who, right after payday, rushes to shop, upgrade their phone, or buy a luxury car just so others will think they're doing well? If so, be careful, because that's the fifth financial death sentence. Living to impress, spending more than you earn. The poor often live by trying to prove to the world that they're not poor. They spend money to buy an image, to show off, to earn recognition. But ironically, that very desire for recognition is what traps them in debt. What they end up buying isn't wealth, it's only the illusion of wealth. The rich don't need to prove anything to anyone. They understand that real wealth isn't in the car you drive, the phone you hold, or the parties you pay for. It's in assets, in cash flow, in the freedom of not worrying about bills at the end of the month. They quietly build wealth until one day, their wealth speaks for itself. Be honest with yourself. Do you spend for your own sake or for the eyes of others? Every time you spend beyond your income just to save face, you're tightening the rope of financial slavery around your neck. The solution is crystal clear. Don't spend to impress. Spend to progress. Don't buy things you don't need with money you don't have, just to impress people who don't really care about you. Because only when you stop living to impress will you truly start living for your own freedom. Do you know why millions of people fall into financial crisis after just one small setback? It's not because they don't earn money. It's because they have no emergency fund. And this is the sixth financial death sentence. A sudden illness, an accident, a job loss, or even something as simple as a major car repair. These things happen to everyone. But the difference between the poor and the rich is this. The poor get knocked down, while the rich remain standing. Why? Because the rich are always prepared. Without an emergency fund, you'll be forced to take out high-interest loans, pawn your assets, or max out your credit cards just to survive. Every panicked decision in those moments drags you deeper into debt. Just one unexpected incident can wipe out years of hard work and savings. The wealthy don't allow themselves to face that risk. They always have a financial cushion big enough to cover at least 3 to 6 months of living expenses. That cushion protects them from panic, keeps them from being cornered, and gives them the breathing room to turn things around. The solution for you is just as clear. Start building your emergency fund today. It doesn't have to be much at first. Set aside a little at a time until you reach 3 to 6 months of basic expenses. That fund isn't just money. It's safety, peace of mind, and a shield that protects you from life's unexpected shocks. Among all the financial death sentences, this is the most brutal one: not learning about finance. Because without knowledge, every other effort becomes meaningless. Look at reality. The poor spend hours every day on entertainment, watching movies, scrolling social media. The rich spend those same hours learning about investing, reading books, sharpening skills. The poor spend money without understanding how it works. The rich turn money into a tool to multiply wealth. The gap between rich and poor isn't just about money. It starts with financial knowledge. When you don't learn, you repeat the same mistakes over and over. You fall for financial illusions, get trapped in bad investments, and most importantly, you miss the opportunities that only those with knowledge can recognize. To put it bluntly, you're not poor because you don't work hard. You're poor because you don't know how to make money work for you. Here's the truth. Financial knowledge is not a privilege reserved for the wealthy. It's right in front of you, in books, in courses, in knowledge-sharing channels. But if you choose to ignore it, you're signing your own sentence to lifelong poverty. The solution? Make financial learning a lifelong habit. Every book, every video, every lesson you absorb today is a brick that builds your wealthy future tomorrow. Because if you stop learning, you will pay the price. And that price is endless poverty. You've just heard about the 7 financial death sentences that millions of people unknowingly sign every single day. Emotional spending, not recording or managing cash flow, relying on only one source of income, avoiding investing, keeping money only in savings, living to impress, spending more than you earn, having no emergency fund, and finally, not learning about finance. Each one of these sentences is like an invisible chain binding you to poverty. One chain might not be enough to trap you, but when you let all 7 wrap around you, they will drag you to the bottom and keep you there forever. Here's the truth. Society doesn't care how hard you work or how much you've sacrificed. Money flows only to those who know the rules of the game, who know how to control it, and who know how to multiply it. If you continue holding on to these habits, your financial future is already written. Debt, pressure, and disappointment. But the good news is, you can break free starting today. Begin with the smallest habit. Learn to manage money. Learn to make money work for you. Financial freedom doesn't come overnight, but it comes step by step through the wise decisions you start making today. If you truly want to escape poverty, to break through and reach freedom, hit subscribe to Mindset for Wealth right now. Every video on this channel will be a weapon to help you smash the chains of poverty and move closer to the path of wealth and freedom. Don't just listen and nod. Take action. Your financial future depends on the decision you make right now.